Okay. Hey, welcome to another episode of Shield. I appreciate y'all coming on in and sharing time with us and being able to listen to all the things that we have to say. This is a really, really good one, man. It's a really good. Hey, I want you to get your popcorn, like Lim say. I want you to kick up your feet because it's going to be a really, really, really interesting one. Now, let me just explain the premise of the show, and then I'm gonna introduce the panel, right? So let me just show you how this came about. So we had this conversation, right? Based on, with a lot of women, what do men want in a woman? That's the premise. What are men really looking for? So if I had an opportunity to crack open the door in the barbershop and let you come on in to listen to a conversation, women really think they know. Hey, I talked to a lot of men and I heard them thousands of times. I know what men want. No, you really don't. Because we gonna dive a little bit deeper. And some of the stuff, let me apologize in advance, because some of the stuff gonna be a little offensive. But I want you to be able to hear it from a different perspective. I want you to be able to hear differently. I want you to hear straight from the man's mouth and how it comes out. I'm gonna do my best to ask some good questions, and we want to go ahead and dive deep so women can have a different perspective on what a man wants out of a woman. And so this week we having an all-man panel. We got a couple new guys you ain't never saw before, you ain't never heard from before. We got some different people, so you can't put us in a box. Oh, we know what they feel already. No, you don't, because we shaking the dice. And then next week, it's gonna be all women panel to talk about what they want to talk about what a woman wanted a man, or what, and they're gonna have a couple of rebuttals of what we talk about. So let's go and get started. We want to bring up no other than my man Roman. Come on, Rom.
All right, what's up, good people? Hope all is well. We got a good one tonight. Look forward to all of the comments. Let's go.
And then, next up, we got my man King Lemuel.
All right, my people. You ready for another one? Well, we got another one like DJ, you know who said, and another one. And we're gonna bring it tonight. We're gonna bring it real. We're gonna bring it raw. You have to get your popcorn, get your, your favorite wine, whatever y'all drink, communion, whatever it is, and come on, sit down with us and let's talk about it. Because we're gonna talk about it.
All right, okay. So that's Rome. That's King Lemuel. And then we're gonna introduce some new brothers, man. Hey, Ashley, we see you in there. Okay, and up next we got my brother Frank.
What's going on, everybody? Looking forward to this. I talked to Roman last night. He invited me on this, and I appreciate the opportunity to share some real live talk and keep it real.
And see, that's why y'all can't put the shield in the box, man. We always got some dice to show with you, and we got to split it up. Now, my man Rodney is actually driving, right? So I'm gonna introduce him, and you just gonna hear his voice, right? And until I don't know if he's gonna be able to show his camera or not, but I think it's very important that you hear my boy Rodney. Say hi to the people, Rodney.
What up? What up? How you doing, Rodney? Had to get on for this one. My boy Carlos told me what this one was about, so he know I'm brutally honest. So I had to get on for this one. But for the most part, my camera gonna be off because I'm working, I'm driving, but you'll be able to hear my voice.
Thank you so much, sir. Hey, see, look, he working from the road getting on the shield. Y'all gotta appreciate it, man. So I had Rodney. I don't know what happened to my boy B. I have no idea. Oh, they're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, introduce yourself to the people, B.
What's up, my man? What's up, everybody? I'm Brandon Fobbs, a friend of Carlos, and just what else you want me to say about myself?
That's it.
Right.
Hey, let's get the party started, man. So, look, this is what we're gonna do, man. This is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna kick it off like this. We got a lot of people on the panel, right? We got a lot of opinions. So please keep it short because I want to get everybody's opinion, right? So the first question I'm gonna ask is to let's start with Frank. So I want to switch it up because see, y'all all think. First, tell us your nationality, Frank. Tell us a little bit more about your history and your what you look for in a woman when you first meet a woman. We can't hear you, Frank.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
All
Okay.
right, sorry about that. My name is Frank. I'm El Salvadorian Italian. First thing I look for in a woman, character. You know, I look for character. Obviously, if I'm just straight up on looks, I'm looking to see how she's presenting herself, how she's how if she's walking or if she's sitting down, how she's carrying herself, how she's interacting with other people. Um, that's initially what I first look for, and then I kind of make if I want to approach that woman or talk to that woman, I kind of like will sit back in the background and wait, and then I'll make my move based off of like what I see and how I see how she interacts with other people and how she is with in general. If I can hear her talking, then and whatnot.
Well, Frank, let me ask you this: a little controversial topic, right quick.
Sure, what's up?
Let me ask you this: do you think it's a difference between what you're interested in and say what a black person is interested in? Do you think it's the same premise between what you are interested in opposed to a different race?
Not necessarily because like I predominantly date black women, so that's my preference. I date Latin women too. I don't really too much uh, date white girls or other than that it's predominantly black women. So I'd say between other black men, I don't know, like the group of friends that I roll with, predominantly black as well, but they do tend to date like outside of their own race too. I don't have a problem with it. People don't have a problem with the people who I date. um
Well,
at the end of the day, like, go ahead.
let me just tell you why I asked that. I'm trying to prove a theory. I see you,
Okay.
Ashley. I'm trying to prove a theory that all men are looking for remotely the same thing. And that's the theory that I'm trying to present right here. So,
Yeah.
no matter who you're interested in, I think all men are going to look for the same type of quality. So, you said you like somebody, laid back. You're going to sit back and look at her character to see how she's carrying herself. Now, what
Mhm.
about a girl a little bit more aggressive in 2024 and trying to come on you that's really loud and trying to buy you drinks and over assertive? What you think about somebody like that?
Like a woman being over assertive? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
That's exactly who I'm talking about. Right.
Um, so women who are overly assertive, I feel like they're trying to prove a point, or they're trying to come out and say, "Hey, this is who I am. I don't need you." But at the end of the day, I think men and women need each other, And I think sometimes women are just too aggressive with men, and men don't necessarily like me. I don't necessarily like that. I don't need you to be absolutely assertive. If you're independent and you're doing your thing, then that's good. I don't need you to be assertive with me. I don't like that at all.
Okay, so let me bring you into a scenario, and this is the last question. I'll go to somebody else after this, and I really appreciate you. But say, for example, you are at the bar and
Yeah.
you are a female. Just on the flip side, how's a female supposed to respond if you are interested in her? What kind of responses are you looking for her to give you a signal or a sign that you have the green light to come approach her?
Uh, Usually it's an eye contact thing. Eye contact, smile. Um, if you're looking like men know, if you're looking at another woman, or if you're looking at a woman and that woman looks back at you, and that's kind of like the green light. She might be looking at you up and down, and the same way kind of that you're looking at her. But um, ideally, it's like a look. They see you like that eye contact and a smile. That's usually a green light.
Okay, perfect. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And you could come on later, Frank, because I'm gonna call on you as well. And so let me bring young Rome. Rome been pumping this all week, so let's bring Rome on here, man. So Rome, what you got to say, man? What do you think? Let me bring young Rome. Rome been pumping this all week, so let's bring Rome on here, man. So Rome, what you got to say, man? What do you think? Let me bring young Rome. Rome been pumping this all week. You got to mute your phone. It's a lot of feedback. What you got to say, man? What do you think? Let me bring young Rome. Rome been pumping this.
All right. So you just basically want to know what my side is and my take. So I'll just say this: when it comes to the physical attributes, I would say that what's big for me is smile first and foremost, because I like to see personality. I also like to look at the so physical features for me has always been legs and the gluteus maximus, the buttocks. That's always been my go to if we're looking at physical traits. And trust me, I'm so good with it now that I know what's real versus what's fake. So let's just put that out there. I know what's from the gym versus what's purchased. So I'll say that, man. That's how I look at that. I always like to look at the natural things when it comes to a young lady, because the smile tells me everything about you and your personality. Because most of the women I've dated has always wanted a man with a sense of humor. So I try to always put a smile on their face. That's what I'll start with before we intro the other guys, and then we'll go from there.
You ain't getting off that quick. So my question to you is, what happens if she ain't got no butt and she ain't got no legs, but she got the smile? Do you compromise on this about talking to the young lady if in fact you're not really drawn to her based on the legs?
So when it comes to that, I'm gonna use God rest her soul. I'm gonna use Aaliyah. I came up in that era, and so Aaliyah didn't have the bustier situation going on. She didn't really have the bigger butt thing going on, but she had high confidence. She had high sex appeal, and so for me, that speaks volumes in a young lady, that you have great confidence in yourself. Whether you're a plus size woman, whether you're a petite woman, whether you're average size, you have to have confidence, because that's going to go, miles and miles with me, because that shows me that you love yourself in a sense, and that's what matters.
Okay, he brought up the late Aaliyah. Come on, hey, King Lemuel, come on in here, brother. Shake the boat. Okay, so King Lemuel is actually single, right? And so we want to hear from a single young man. We're gonna have him, and then we're gonna have Brandon up next. Then we're gonna have Rodney, right? And so what I want to know is automatically, what do you look for? What attracts you, King Lemuel, when you see the lady? And we're not talking about nothing negative right now, all positive stuff. What do you look for? Go ahead.
Well, no wig.
You see this? You see this? This is
You
actually
can't wait. I just look. I get to say what I want. This is what I want. We can't do no wigs, ladies. We can't do no weaves. I want your natural hair. All the long press on nails. That's got to go. Them butterfly eyelashes. Them baby boo, whatever. X out them. Get them out of here. Now, here's what I like. Nice smile. So you got to be approachable. Okay, you smile. You can't have that cringe face. That ice face. I don't want no icy woman. I need a smile. I need some cooperation. I need some, I like affectionate women, and deal with your, I'm going to get on this a little bit later, but, be more approachable. Women, we find out, ladies, a lot of you are not approachable. It's your demeanor, it's your body language. It's like, fuck that nigga. That's what your body language say. So dudes won't approach if you're on some F that nigga, you gotta be approachable. Smile. The life ain't been that bad for you. And if it has, then you need to deal with that trauma too. That's what we're gonna talk about that too. But I'll just leave it right there right now. Go ahead. Pass it on to somebody else.
let's try to keep it let's just try to keep it good, right? Okay, cool. Let's get a different approach on that. Let's get a good Christian brother on here. Come on, bring Brandon on here, man, next. And Brandon, tell us, man, because Brandon, my boy Brandon's single too, man. And so can you tell us, when you first approach a woman or looking at a woman, what interests you? What are you looking for or looking at?
Man, I be so weird. I don't know, because it'd be like different for me. Like, I'll either not approach a woman, or I will approach a woman quick, fast, in a hurry. and it's something that sparks that. And so I think the guys out here saying that approachable thing, a good personality, friendly kind of aspect, because like a person that strikes me that might be now I like my looks first, period. I ain't gonna fake. Like the looks catch me. They catch my eye. You know what I mean? But then kind of like Frank said about the character, it's like the character's gonna be revealed in how friendly you are and how intelligent you are. You know what I mean? Like so they're going to just be able to ride wherever the conversation goes and stuff like that. And I'm cool with that. I like when I can say something, they can go deeper in that. They can say something, I can go deeper in that. We just vibing back and forth. And those are going to be things, because in my head already I'm like, dang, the looks already got me attracted. Now we could probably be friends. You want a friend that you can like looking at, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like if you can find out this person friendly and they're attractive, then you know you got a lot going on. Now I don't know, then something else other than that, just I'm gonna leave it at that for right now.
No, you ain't gonna leave it here because I'm gonna take it a little deeper with you,
All right.
right? So, because I ain't gonna let them off the hook, Lim. I am not gonna. So, I know, I get you. So let me ask you this then. So who do you normally go after, right? So if we keeping it real and we having barbershop talk and we talking about the scale from 1 to 10, right?
Yeah.
And so say for example, a 10 walk in the bar and you're not as comfortable at approaching her like you normally would a 7 or a 6.
Right.
So tell me a little bit more about how much you got to pump yourself up to talk to this 10, and what are you going to say to this 10, and what makes her a 10? Is it only just her looks, or is it everything glowing with her? Give us a little bit perspective, please.
All right, so my life has been a funny life. You kind of called me a good Christian brother, and I came from a not so great Christian past that would be attributed to a good Christian brother. So I was like, yeah, right. You know, so I was like promiscuous a lot and everything like that. And, you know, going after girls, we were all about girls when I was younger. So that leads to me checking myself on why someone might be that 10 that I'm looking at and calling them a 10. Like what my intentions. I had to literally check my intentions as to why I was going to go after somebody. Cause I was like, man, I'm going after this person because I know I want to just sample their body. I just want to, you know what I mean? Like, and if there's a person who is showing me that their body is their main focus, you know what I mean? They got like some fishnets on, some stuff that's accentuating all this and all that and everything like that. And I'm old school. I may look a little young, right? You know, look. You know, those are old school hookers, and nowadays they just regular dress. You know what I'm saying? So it's like what's it called? It's like, so you know, you see some things and you're like, dang, like I already know. And for me, the way my mind thinks, I bring it to fruition. So if I can see a girl that can balance more so within looks and personality, that makes it more comfortable for me versus if I see a woman that's more leaning on her looks, like that attracted me towards the more promiscuous me, then I know that's going to be my goal. You know what I mean?
Let's park right here because Rodney having problems, so I got a little bit more time with you right before I bring Lim in here because Lim gonna love this one, right? So women really want to know this. Do men ever grow out of that stage? You said you were promiscuous in the beginning and you was a heathen. And now you in the church and you love the Lord, all this good. So do you ever grow out of the, because once you attracted to your girl and your wife and this is her, you in a relationship, do you ever grow out of that? Do it ever stop where you don't see somebody else you like with the fishnets and grabbing your attention? Tell us the real. Look, we talking real.
You know, one of the real things I want out. I'm single brother, like you know, like you said, Mr. King Lemuel over here. So he might vibe on what I'm about to say, but I try to find somebody that meets a certain body quality, because I thought about it, I'm an actor, so they put me on stage and all this stuff with a lot of bad, beautiful women, and so for me, like, I don't want to be looking for something that my wife doesn't have. Meaning, like, I don't want to be around somebody that has a butt and my wife has no butt. I don't want to be around a bunch of people that has breasts. My wife has no breasts. And it's like, it's one thing if I can look at a beautiful woman that got these certain attributes to them, and I say, oh, I got that at home. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna look. I know all y'all men, we all know we're gonna look, but if we can look with solace, with some peace, like, I got a version of that at home. But when you thinking about like, yo, I seen men all they looking at, like men that married some women and got no butt or no breast, and all they doing, you like, damn, bro, you married. You know what I mean? Like, but you can see that they lacking something. And then, like you said, do we grow out of this? Yeah, I believe it's between men. I can't answer for other men. I've seen.
Do you grow out of you?
Yes. Me, I believe I would grow out of it, because whoever I choose to settle with, I'm going to be cool with. You know what I mean? Like once, and like I told you that one story about the girl who was safe with me because I wasn't attracted to her. But once we got together, and then I did things that a person in love would do. What's it called? I noticed. I said, "Oh, damn, she's the most beautiful girl in the world to me." So it's like that love can change my eyes. I just gotta trust that, but it'd be hard to trust it.
You said a whole bunch of nothing. Because at the end of the day,
right, you change it. I'm saying, yeah.
Oh, B, listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Me and you talk a lot, and I appreciate what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, are you growing out of that or not? Because at the end of the day, although you've grown to love this lady, and say, for example, y'all got married and she is the absolute one, and y'all live happily ever after. I'm asking you, me, you, King Lemuel, Rome, Rodney, and Frank, and should we all go out to the bar and you see your flavor of ice cream in the club? She ain't saying nothing to nobody. She's very modest, but this is exactly who your wife isn't, right? Because she got, I know, or let's just say your girl, because we ain't even gonna do the wife.
Right.
This your girl, and she everything your girl isn't, because you said you on set with all of the pow, all of that, and she ain't got, your girl ain't got none of that, right? And so now you in a situation where, is this something you grow out of and say, no, I'm straight at home? Or am I tempted with like, let the women know, they want to know.
No, here's the issue with your question, man. Like, I'm not gonna pick that. that my girl ain't got none of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you know, I mean, it's sadly to say, I'm probably not gonna pick that. So the answer is yes. I had a girlfriend who I was cool with, I was happy with, and what's it called? Then now you know what's funny? What she didn't have was some of the personality stuff. And that's what made me have a problem. And I accidentally, let's be real, this is get back when I was younger and everything like that, lower bad character, but I did cheat on her. We went through some things, because we almost broke up, and this other girl talking about, are you happy? Are you happy? Are you happy? All this mess. She beating my soul down, while this other one, the girl I wanted to be with, was hard to love at the time, and we just had a hard, you know, it like we weren't meshing personality or relationship wise, not physically.
So let me switch gears real quick before Rodney cut off one more time.
Right.
I just want to hear the voice of Rodney on this one real quick, if he can talk. Rodney, are you here? Are you with us? Are you with us, Rodney? Going once, twice, three times. I know. I was gonna give him an update, but I don't think he here, right? So bring King Lemuel on in here then. Bring King Lemuel. Okay,
All right.
So look, let me do this for you, King. This man Brandon said some crossover stuff, right? And the reason I said crossover is because what happens when I wouldn't choose that, but then she had your baby and she gained some weight, or her personality was dope, and then she had postpartum or depression, anxiety, had to take medication, and her personality ain't what it used to be, but we got married and we said for better or for worse. And so this is why I'm asking King Lemuel, or in your case, she came in natural. And then she started seeing real love of hip hop and the Housewives of Atlanta, and now she want to put on the acrylic gels. She want to get the extended eyelashes and you heard me, and the weave. She want to put on the weave, right?
Can't go.
So are we dropping her like some, like a bad habit just because she switched it up? What are we saying, Lim? You can't be that superficial, can you? Come on.
No, I wanna answer the question that you asked the young man before about because women want to know this. Ladies, I'm looking in the camera. I'm talking to y'all. I want you to hear this and hear this well. I don't care if a man been married for 150 years like Abraham and back in them days. As long as he got these eyes, ladies, and he can see, he ain't Stevie Wonder. Even Stevie Wonder might be able to see what I'm talking about. He gonna always wonder what that mouth do, what that thing do. There's women, I'm just being honest now, he's not gonna act on it. But there's always a flavor of the month out there or a different flavor that a man is going to be attracted to. When we get married, when we get in relationships, ladies and gentlemen, please believe this. You don't lose your attraction for other people. That's inhumane. But you do have to be able to exercise some level of self-control. Now that's a whole nother conversation. But the answer to your question, ladies, you want to know, does a man grow out of it? He doesn't grow out of looking at beautiful women and being able to acknowledge that they're beautiful. There ain't no growing out of that. But can he stay faithful? Yeah, that's probably the question that y'all really asking. There are men who are faithful. I don't know if you've had one, ladies, but there are men who are faithful. Now to back to your question, Los, that you were asking. So the superficiality, I don't think it happens after you've been with somebody that you decide that this person is not your flavor anymore. So what ends up happening as you're with someone for a period of time, you grow and things change. Sometimes in certain people cases, your body changes, especially after a woman has had children. It takes a lot of effort and energy for her to be able to stay in the same shape, to look the same as she looked before she had kids. Is it possible? Hell yeah, it's possible. Now, does every woman have that level of discipline? Does every woman want that? I mean, to do what it takes to get that? Well, now we got the cheat code. What's the cheat code, ladies and gentlemen? It's to run over there and get the surgery. See, that's the cheat code. But it is possible because we see celebrities do it. Women who have babies, they do it. And everybody's body's different. That's true, lady. Not everybody's body is the same. But you can be a better version of yourself. You can offer your husband or your significant other a better version of yourself if you choose to stay in that level of shape. And you know what's interesting? Single women are very adamant about this, keeping that shape because that's viability for them in their next possible relationship. I'll land my plane there.
Oh, this boy Lim, man. Okay, who else we got on here? Because I see Rome having technical difficulties. We see Rodney having technical difficulties. So let's bring Bradley back on in here. Oh, Frank back. I think Frank here. Come on, Frank. Let me get on Frank.
Okay, what's going on? I gotta take the video off because I'm on the road,
No,
but
it's all,
I
go
can
ahead,
definitely
Frank.
talk.
Pick up where you heard. What you think? Like, cause see, the women are really out here, and I want to prove that at the end of the day, women can actually look to be able to understand men better or different, right? And so after the physical attraction, and you talked about their character, can you be a little bit more specific at breaking down, exactly what women should know based on what men are looking for?
Okay, so like I'm gonna piggyback off of what the last two gentlemen said, but also like men are men at the end of the day. If a man sees a woman in a club, like the scenario you gave the last man, um, he's gonna look. Whether he acts on that or not is gonna be within each individual man. Each individual man is different, but men are men at the end of the day. If you got a straight man who finds this woman attractive, he's going to go. He's not necessarily going to go and talk to her to try to get with her if he has a woman at home. I mean, and everybody's circumstances are different, obviously, but ideally, you're gonna look. I don't want. I'm like your boy Rodney there. I don't need a woman with weed and a BBL and all that other shit. Like, sorry, I'm trying to keep the language
I
low,
get it.
but
Thank you so much for
but
cutting the language. We get it. Go ahead, Frank.
but at the, yeah, but at the end of the day, like I don't want all that fake stuff either. Like, if I have a woman and she's like, and like you just said, a woman is straight, or single women are going to keep their bodies in shape. But what they do is once they get comfortable, they tend to let themselves go, but they don't want their man to let themselves go either. And men, men sometimes do let themselves go in a relationship, but women will let themselves go real freaking quick. And then I think it's up to that man, whoever is dating. If I have a woman and she's starting to let herself go, I'm gonna be like, look, let's go to the gym, baby, because you need to go to the gym.
So,
Like
so
I don't want a woman necessarily out of shape. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, don't apologize. I want to jump in because even when in the comments, hey, jerk. So, what about the women that are in? Because I think we got it backwards. You saying women let themselves go. I think if you attract a woman that has a nice body, it's a difference between being naturally born with a nice body or somebody that does this for themselves. And that's what Jerk was saying in the comments. Some women work out because it feels good to me. I like the way I
Correct.
and my thing is, you like the way I look second, but I like the way I look first. So what I'm asking you
Correct.
specifically is, we got to be able to give women something to work with about our psyche of what we see and what makes us approach a woman. Because some guys on the call are into big girls, some into
Oh
tall,
yeah.
some like the fake stuff.
Okay, so
Don't like a lot of the weaves and all of that, and a lot of, I think overall everybody on the call don't like a fake woman, because whoever we go to bed with, and then they don't have to wipe off all that stuff because we want to be able to be with the
I
same.
think men like a fake woman to look at. I
Mm.
think men like a fake woman to look at. I don't think they want to bring that woman home.
And why is
Like,
that?
and
Tell me the difference.
because
Frank.
men want something natural. I like ass and thighs, and I like short women. And I like short black, or Latin women, but more black than anything else. And I like ass and thighs, and I want that, but I want it to be natural. I don't want you to go buy that crap somewhere else and then come home, or like your body's tight when we meet, and then the next thing I know, you're coming home with this bigger ass. Like, I don't want that. Like,
Well,
take that shit back to the store
let
and
me
return
let me
it.
play. No, and I get it, Frank. Thank you so much. What happens
My
if
bad.
this? No, now let me just ask you this then. Since we going there, since we taking all the gloves off and we going there, let me ask you this: what if you didn't know her story, right? What if baby girl was 300 pounds and she brought it all the way down to 160, and them legs and thighs look good on her, right? But you didn't know this though. You didn't know all of this, but she flew to Mexico back in 2017 and got the number 2. And so, but you didn't know, because at the end of the day, that number 2 looked good on the menu. And so, because she
I
handled it well. So listen, hold on. She got a little jump
Okay.
start with number 2. She kept it up because she go to Crunch Fitness every week, and she kept it up. She
Right.
maintained a lifestyle. She cooked good. She treats you well. Does it matter that it ain't natural? Does it matter, Frankie?
Hell yeah, it matters, because later on in life, that fake shit gonna go away sometime soon. And like, at some point in time, like that, if she was 300 and now she's 160, I want to know why she was 300 first, because later in life, I'm not saying everybody's gonna stop going to the gym. Like, I go to the gym, I work out, all that stuff, and I want my woman to be fit too. But I want to know later in life, is this a health condition that you have, or are you just going and you trying to do the surgery for a quick fix? Because a quick fix doesn't always work. Everybody knows that.
Okay.
So
Bring. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Frank. Bring Brandon on in here. Because, see, another thing women want to understand and know, that I know this because I talk and I'm just trying to figure it out. So why, based on what Frank said, this kind of upsetting, right? Because I could play devil advocate on both sides, right? And I heard him very clearly. But B, why do women feel like they are so much more forgiving than
So
men?
much more forgiving or forgiven.
Forgiving. They forgive us quick. Because if we came in and we used to be 400 pounds, let me
Right.
put the scenario. If we used to be 400 pounds and we swole and got little muscles, and we see the veins popping out, and guess what? We took a couple steroids and we got the number 2 back in 2017 because it was the cool thing to do. And now we upkept it and we take the creatine now. And but back in 2017, we took a couple steroids.
Yeah.
Why do we feel like women want to know that? Why are they so much more forgiving and understanding than we are?
I mean, we all been like, well, I think both of us been groomed. Both sexes have been groomed certain ways, and women they've been groomed to think of deeper into what a man is. You know what I mean? Like how he takes care of you, how he loves you, all this stuff. And our physical will be window dressing first, but they really can fall in love much more with the substance. Us men, we fall in love with that physical, and we still want that physical to match whatever substance we get later. And I mean, like of course we not, some of us are unrealistic that it's going to stay 100% the same when we first met them, but like Frank was saying, you know, like for me, I'm not trying to call somebody fake just because they may say it used to be 300 and they're now you know 160. But what I guys find is a real natural match for me. You know what I'm saying? So the natural match for me is going to be kind of like I will look at even their mother. I will look at like you know, if that past was 300 and now they 160, I might not fall for that, only because I think about like you said, we might all stop working out a little way. We all might all, and I know what naturally I'm attracted to. So I'm trying to. Now it sucks because some of the TV and media has really shaped and fashioned what we are attracted to. But I've been affected. I'm gonna be honest and say I've been affected a little bit. So the truth of the matter is I'm just looking for a natural match for me. Not, I won't go and indict all women, say they're not natural. Everybody do what they want with their body. Some people are good for that, but for me, it's just a natural match for me. Like, so somebody whose body frame is going to naturally, whether they stop working out or not, is going to be within a certain weight range. You know what I mean? Like somebody whose height might match mine a little bit. Some 6'2" girl, I'm 5'10". Some 6'2" girl was interested in me, and it's just funny. Like I'm like, this is cool. You know, I could mess with somebody taller, but like I like looking over my women. You know, I like being able to hold them. Like they like taller people, taller guys. I like being able to hold them and look over, and you know, they can feel protected by their head in my chest or something else. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's natural matches for each other, and we got.
So let's switch gears.
Okay.
And
you don't have nice answers. You know, but I mean, I'm just being.
no. Look.
Go ahead.
Listen, B, and I know you're a first time visitor. Me, I'm the host. Don't shoot the messenger, right? All I'm doing is being able to hear what you got to say, and the same thing I hope to do for the ladies. I saw Bishop on. I was gonna let him come on in to be able to talk about what he had to talk about, because see, Bishop was gonna give you one, and I know he was gonna take this over the top. So maybe that's God saying Bishop don't need to be on. Oh, here you go. So I know it looked like Bishop jumped off. So look, let me just pose a question, because I know some guys are on here but they can't speak because they having technical difficulties, right? But what I want to say is, okay, we went through the physical attributes, right? And I want to be able to take women into the psyche of a man. If I could give them a little scenario of, once we get past the physical and she is exactly what I'm looking for, I want to know a little bit more about the depth of this woman that makes me want to stay. What makes me want to change? What makes me want to do all the stuff that she asking for? And this goes to my old school brothers that's out here. My women want to know, why can't the man, or where is the man that came back in the 90s R&B? I pay the people that was doing all of this specifically for their woman. They were willing to drop it all. I ain't too proud to beg. It was a lot of songs back then that people was willing to drop it all just to be in a woman's presence. And they treated women like a flower, roses. Where did this go? And from the perspective of a man, I'm asking y'all, because I want to be able to see. Oh, here go your boy Bishop. So Bishop, what do you think? Here go Bishop, boy. I told you I was going to get him on for the audience. And you know he a fan favorite, because Bishop always going to give you one like Sister Odell. So Bishop, like, so what is your take on this whole act? So look, after the physical, after the physical and after you got this woman, what we doing to be able to maintain, or what qualities do the woman give Bishop to make me want to stay around?
Well, actually, I'm going through this in real life.
Oh, we got real life experiences.
I would say the number one, besides once you get past the
And Bishop, hold on. With all due fairness, for the audience that know you, please don't say her name. But go ahead, keep going.
I ain't gonna say no name.
Right.
I mean, once you get past the physical, a lot of people was like, the physical don't mean anything, but you have to have that initial attraction. So that, that's for men and women. Everybody needs that initial attraction. So you can't deny somebody needing initial attraction. I know a lot of people want to play that down, but I think the second thing, it's two important things that men need: respect and peace. Without those two, I don't think it's going to work. In fact, I've been, I'm kind of older, so I've got a lot of friends. I've been through a divorce. A lot of my friends been through a divorce, and the rates. Women get divorced anywhere from 70 to 90%, depending on if they have a college degree and their race and stuff. So women get divorced all the time. So it's very rare for a man to file for a divorce. But I've seen men stay in marriage, sexless marriages. They don't get any sex. They'll stay in a marriage. The woman gain weight, big as a house. They'll still stay in a marriage.
Why she got to be big as a house, though? But keep going.
I don't know why she had to be in a big house, but it happens. But one thing I've noticed, the very few friends that have actually filed, which is rare for a man to file for a divorce. The only times I've seen any of my friends file for a divorce is because the house didn't have peace. So that's really the only way that you can get rid of a man. Does come in the house, have him come. I had one friend recently divorced. He said he was scared to go home. He would stay in his office and watch TV because he did not want to go home, because he knew the minute he hit that door, all he was going to hear was mouth. And he filed for divorce. So I would say that's one of the number one reasons right now is you got to have, men has to have peace in his life. Without that, you don't have any.
Look, I really appreciate. I knew you was gonna give me one, but in this time, you gave me some good stuff. So men gotta have respect and peace, exactly. And I think all across the board, we all can agree to that. And I'm gonna bring young King Lemuel to be able to break that down a little bit more about the peace and the respect.
Think about, and I'm glad Bishop brought that in. When you think about the piece, piece of it is, listen, if I'm coming home and I don't, like you said, I don't want to go home. I've been in that situation before where you're sitting in your car outside your own damn house and you don't want to go in your house. I've been there before.
Okay, and hold on, from a woman perspective, break that down. Tell us your psyche of what got you to the point that you didn't even want to walk into your own house. What got you there?
All right, so what gets you to that point, what got me to that point was I knew there was no communication. I knew she was not listening anymore. And when you cannot communicate with someone who has already stonewalled you emotionally, stonewalls you in the communication. So whatever you say, it's falling on deaf ears. And then you are in a place now where you're at almost, it feels like you're in a roommate situation. And that's a cold feeling to go home and you feel like you in a house with a roommate. So it's a lack of communication. It's the point where we are no longer in a situation where we respect one another, and we can't even get to a place of where it's just, hey, you know what, of agreement of, you know what, maybe it's time for us to move on, or this, that, and the third, or let's go get some counseling, or whatever the situation may be. But that feeling is it's a very cold place. And then you think about this, the lack of sex. Bishop brought this up. There are men who've stayed in relationships where they're getting lack of sex. That's a whole nother conversation there. But I will say, yes, the psychology of it is you're not communicating, you're not listening, you've lost a natural affection for that person. You no longer see them as somebody that you care about. They have become your quote unquote debate partner. right? So everything is a debate. The sky is blue. No, it's black, right? Today's gonna
So
be a nice day. No, it's a bad day.
so
So these are
our people online is asking you, King Lemuel,
go ahead.
why do they stay in? With all of this, with all the drama of not having sex, not having peace. I mean, the peace last thing because it's breaking straws. So obviously, that had to be happening for years and years and years. Why do they stay? I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask Bishop, and then we go into Brandon and Frank. Go ahead. Why do they stay, Lim?
Well, if for those of us who grew up in the church, obviously we know how divorce is looked viewed in the church. That's one of the reasons. We've been socially engineered. A
Hold on.
lot of us.
How was divorce viewed in the church? Break that down.
Well, if you grew up in the church, they tell you for divorce is a sin. You should work it out with your partner. You should stay with them till death do us part. Big Mama and them, I'm going to use Big Mama this time. My grandparents were married 70 years. Divorce was not an option. 13 kids, right? And there was a time, ladies and gentlemen, whether you believe this or not, where when you got divorced, you were the scarlet letter. You were isolated from your community. Everybody talked about you, right? So we've come a long ways. Now divorce is like changing underwear. But what I will say is, how do you get to that point? So we're socially engineered in the black community. I'm gonna speak to the black community to believe that we're supposed to stick it out. We're trying to get to that point of what our grandparents, our parents did if we've had those examples, right? We don't want the stigma of divorce. And then if you have kids, I want to say this now, be quiet. If you have children, you want to stay in a marriage so they have some level of stability. But we have to realize when it's unhealthy, it's unhealthy. I'm gonna land my plane there.
Okay, so come on in here. Come on in here, Bishop. Bishop next, and then we're gonna bring Brandon and Frank. So Bishop, why do men stay?
From what I can see is two things. One thing, us men, we have a code. We actually have honor, so we honor our vows. Some women would be like, "Nah, they don't honor their vows. They cheat on us all the time." Even though we cheat, we still honor our vows. We're not the ones that file for divorce. The only way you can get a divorce is to file for it. So yeah, we might cheat, yeah, we might do some other stuff, but we stay in our marriages for one. And another reason is women practice hypergamy. They always think they can do better. I mean, us men, we might think we can do better, but we're not trying to go out there and practice. We're kind of, once we find somebody, we're kind of cool in the situation. We just want to stay there. But women always want to go up to that upper level, and they always in the back of their mind thinking, "Oh, I can do better than this Negro." I say it that way. I can do better than this Negro. So in the back of their mind, they always have that "I can do better" mentality, and so whenever anything you argue or anything hits the fan or whatever, they always in the back of their mind have that, well, since he's not doing what I want, I can do better and I can go out here and do better than him. A lot of times they find that's not true when they get out there, but for some reason they want to try.
I love it. Come on in here, B, and to answer your question, Jerk, just like the church say divorce is a sin, premarital sex is a sin, and also cheating. So you're absolutely right. She's making a point. I get it. So come on, B. Why do men stay in an unhappy relationship or situationship?
I can only speak for myself.
Yes, sir. Speak for yourself, brother.
But I mean, like a lot of times you just don't want to lose. You made a decision, you chose, and now you're just trying to, like, I think you said, like a man code or honor. You don't want to lose, And so sometimes that's bad because if you don't want to change for the better and you don't want to lose, you'll cheat. You know what I mean? But if you don't want to lose, you're just going to stay in here hoping that things will get better eventually. You know what I mean? I got a homeboy now who's just in a marriage, and he's still working it out. He's staying faithful, and it's not the best, but I'm seeing change. He's telling me he's seeing change in his wife. But the thing is, some of that stuff that we were talking about earlier, when a woman comes in with these controlling mindsets over her own life, and she comes in and now wants to put that on you, that you have to be as controlling over your life or your lives together as she is. That's what can rupture a man's peace, because he's like, I don't take stuff this seriously. I don't try to control my whole every aspect of my life as much as you do. Please don't try to make me trip over life as much as you do. You know what I mean? Like, I love you as you are, but the way you keep on, what's it called? The way you keep on trying to control every aspect of your life, and now you want me to take all that serious and get emotionally involved and mad and angry and hot. And men don't want that. Men don't. They want solutions. You know what I mean? We don't want to vent. We don't want to sit here and ruminate in certain emotions till they make us crazy over and over again. So that kind of thing is what's going to assault our peace. But most of the times we'll stay in these relationships because we're hoping that like something can change. But sadly enough, a man going to cheat if it don't change sometimes, or if he can't change his character, or if he can't help the woman's character change. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, like, and then another funny thing I thought that when Bishop said it, I think Bishop or King Lemuel said it, I was like, yeah, men probably gonna be too lazy to go down to the courthouse and file anyway. So you got a man ain't really gonna, he ain't gonna do it.
Crazy. Okay, so come on, Frank. Why do men stay, Frank? Why do people stay?
I think a lot of people covered it already, but ideally because of, like, so most of us, it sounds like, grew up in the church or some aspect of it. I think men take that seriously sometimes more than women do. And if a woman, like the last guy said, if a woman is trying to control you, men, that's not peaceful for a man at all. And men do want peace. Like what Bishop said originally, peace. Men want peace in their household. They want to come home to the house and want peace within that household. And if it ends up being that there's no peace in that household, that a man will stick it out as long as he can, because he wants to try to keep that family and that relationship. I can't think of the word, but he's trying to keep that family niche tight. He's the backbone of that family. So he's trying to keep it. Now, I've been married twice and divorced twice. So I filed for divorce the first time, but that was because my first wife cheated. So for me, I have zero tolerance for that. So she cheated, so I filed for divorce. And my second one, she filed for divorce. I don't know, she just wasn't willing to work it out, and she wanted control of, like, certain aspects. And now, if you looked at us both on paper we were good, but there was these aspects that she wanted, and I'm like, you want all this control of stuff for, like, no reason. Like what is the problem? Like, everything is good, and it was peaceful at times, but there was times when I was like, I don't want to go home either. So, like, or I would go home and I walk in the door, and the next thing I know, I'd be like, here's a million things to do, and I'm like, just give me like an hour or two, So give me an hour or two. Leave me alone for an hour or two. Let me, like, calm down, relax. Don't like swarm me at the door. Let me, like, chill. And women, I don't think, understand that. They just want to be able to come, and then I missed you. You've been gone for, like, whatever, a day or two. I want to be around you. And men don't want that. Leave me alone when I walk through the door. Leave me alone.
So let me, for the sake of time, let me go around the panel and ask this then. What can make, because see, I believe in the theory, this is me. I believe in the theory that men marry or men date a woman hoping that she does not change. And then on the flip side, women marry or date and hoping that the man do change. That's what I believe. Right. So with that theory,
that's true.
So with that theory being said, I wanna pass this around the panel as well. What can make a man change in a relationship? So the women can hear this to be able to understand from your point of view, what can make a man change in your relationship? What would bring to your attention from your woman's personality to make you say, I want to do something different or more for you, baby?
That has to be within that man.
So you're
That has to
saying
be
in the
within that
positive.
man.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That has to be within that man. That man has to want to change not only for himself, but for that whole relationship. They have to want to do that. And if that woman is able to make that man change for the positive, and then I think that man will do that.
So go ahead, Bishop. What you think?
I don't think men change too much. I mean, I've heard stories from women where I guess last week was y'all talking about love bombing, where men will love bomb and get women and do all that stuff up front, and then all of it dies down. I've heard those stories, and I believe that men do that because we're trying to get that cookie. Once we get that cookie, you know, all bets are off. So I hear that story, but once I think last week the lady was talking about once you vet that man, you've been with him some time, you know how that man is. He's settled in the relationship. Once that guy gets settled, he is what he is. What I find is women tend to change in a relationship, and they want the men to change with them. They change in several different ways. I've seen where women in the middle of a relationship change their religion. I've seen in the middle of the relationship where women change their weight. That's a big issue these days, which could lead to the man not being as sexually satisfied in the woman when she gains a lot of weight. That's a big issue these days. People don't want to talk about it. I've seen where all of a sudden the woman wants to travel, the guy doesn't want to travel. I mean, it's a lot of different ways, but I do see men. Men are simple. I've people say that all the time. Men are real simple. Women are complex. Um, it's hard to understand them sometimes. Sometimes even if you're a man and you think you understand women, you still can't 100% understand them because they deal in their feelings. We're a little bit more uh, set in our the way we are, and women are deep in their feelings, and I don't want to harp on the women. Everybody say I harp on women, but I just call it as I see it. And sometimes women tend to change more than men. Men are pretty simple. Once you get past, let's say 6 weeks or a year, you pretty much know what that man is.
So go ahead, B. What you think? What can a woman do to make you want to change in a relationship?
It depends on what the change is, honestly, Los. Because I mean, like, honestly, we all, I even come from even just some of that Christian standpoint. Like, we all on our way somewhere, or we should be, according to a Christian standpoint. I ain't gonna put everybody in that box, but I'm gonna say like we're all growing and becoming something. And so, in the beginning, when a woman wants a man to approach her, or if I want to go to a woman, we got to make sure, like, in that relationship, that dating relationship, that we are both interested in some of the same things. And we're not going to know exactly what that is, but at least some of the foundations of the same things, like on the way to getting somewhere, or on the way to getting better. Because you got to know, if you got a man who says, I'm totally comfortable where I am, what I'm doing, and I don't really care much changes at all, you can't imagine now that he's going to want to start traveling, or he's going to want to start, doing all these different things, horseback riding, yada yada yada, because you watched it on real fake wives of Hollywood or whatever. So the main thing is, you got to be realistic with where we are in these times. You know what I mean? Like, ratchet entertainment, ratchet and stuff coming in. So you might if you got some standards, your pickings might be a little slim, so you're gonna have to wait a little longer. But if you're gonna settle with, a guy who's you're just gonna need to find out in the beginning, are these things possible? Can they change? Do they look like they want to be a good man? I think Frank, I agree with him that a man has to want to change. You got to see that in the character. You can't have him tell you over dinner that, like, yeah, baby, I want to be this, I want to be that. I used to call that the R&B bros. You know what I mean? Like, you say love bombing, because they're gonna say, I want to make sure you don't want for nothing, baby. I want to make sure you always taking care of it. You ain't never gonna have to that. Man, start talking all that stuff. They know a woman is auditory. And so they know, if I just tell you what you want to hear, you're going to take that to the bank, and I can be this thing for a second and get what I want. be on out. You know what I mean? And
See,
you,
this is what we was looking for. And for the sake of this, I know for the sake of time, it's almost over. So I'm extending a little longer because I got Rodney, right? And so I
yeah,
want Rodney to come on in, and I want Rodney to give me the perspective based on the woman from the beginning, right? So what we look at in a woman is this necessarily what we need for a woman to? I want you to talk more so about the loyalty, Rodney, if you will. Is he here? He told me he was ready. He on mute.
Hey, can you hear me,
We can hear you, sir. So tell us a little bit
bro?
more about the loyalty of the woman after you get past the looks. They respect you, and they give you peace in the home. But they not the baddest because somebody else you see that may be better than
God
them.
damn.
How could you go into the loyalty part? That's what I want to hear from you.
All right, this is let's break it up again. It's like you said, after the loyalty, after she shows she has loyalty and all
No,
of
no.
that. Then what?
After she has peace and after she respects you, I want you to tell us more so of the loyalty outside of the looks.
Okay. Um, First of all, it was breaking up a lot. I guess because the area I was in, but I was hearing a lot of this stuff, and I really want to comment on a lot of it. But we'll start here. Um, Loyalty is A1 is important. Um, the most important thing to me at this point. Um, and so I will take a step or two down in looks or whatever for a loyal person with character and some class. Okay. Um, those are the things at this point in life that are more important to me than anything. The character, you know, personality traits, and all of that is now looks are important, but if I'm attracted to her and she got some things that I'm like, I can roll with that.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. So break down the specifics.
It's
What
frozen.
does loyalty look like? What is loyalty to you?
Loyalty is this. It's having my back no matter what, no matter what season I'm in. If I'm up, we good. If I'm down, she got my back regardless, and she don't treat me any different.
So
That's
what
loyalty. I don't never have to worry about her. Uh, you know, going anywhere, looking elsewhere. She's solid.
Okay, so let me ask you this from a female perspective. Females love to be uh, consistent as far as stability. They want to find a man that's stable. So when you say you down, how down are you talking, and how low are we talking? Like I can't go out to eat no more. I can't get my nails done no more. I can't do my normal stuff no more. And you down, and how long you down? And are you borrowing money from me down? Tell me a little bit more about the down. Get these more specifics.
You want me to get? Well, I ain't gonna get all the way
I
specific.
want you to, I want
Uh,
you to well, because people need to, women listening, and they want to be able to get into the psyche of a man. What do you mean by loyalty? And I know it's nobody better to talk to us about loyalty but you. So let us know. What is it?
Down is down. When here's the thing. I know everybody might not be Christian, but this is what I believe in. Um, when it says the two become one, that's everything. That's finances and everything. Now, in this day and age, a lot of women don't subscribe to that, but I do. And it's what the word says. The two become one. So here's the thing. Um, if I'm up, we up. If I'm down, so if I'm up and you not up, I'm going to I'm going to make sure you good. Now, if something happens, because life happens, then it might be this might be the season where you might have to pick up the slack for me. Now, I'm not asking for you to take care of me. You should know that from the get go that I'm not the type of person that I'm gonna be relying and dependent on a woman. But
Okay, so let's go to King Lemuel because he breaking up. Come on, Lem. Come on in here, man. And
I might go through something, and
Rodney, you breaking
I
up, bro.
might
You got to get in another
need
section. You
I might need a little bit more.
mute him. Shoot. No, it's breaking up, man. You in a real bad service. Come on, Lem. Come on in until he get together.
All right, so I wanted to talk about the things you guys said before on the initial thing about not the loyalty, but the women and men being able to be more comfortable in a stable relationship. So I think there is some truth and credence to the fact that when a relationship is going well, sometimes and majority of the time, because of a woman's maybe emotional nature or whimsicality, she needs change. She wants change. We are more settled in a monotony of a day-to-day relationship, and we get very settled. Whereas, okay, well, I want a new house. Well, ain't nothing wrong with this, but let's get a new this. Let's get some new cars. Let's go to another. So it's always the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and we be like, baby, why we can't just chill right here where we at? Right? Ain't nothing wrong with this. Why we gotta keep moving? So she really in her nature, and part of it is probably watching other folks, but in her nature to want to quote unquote keep up, she's constantly trying to boom, 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 and things and it's nothing wrong. Whereas we men are, and this is the honest to God truth. I'm gonna look in the camera when I say this. You put us in our man cave and we got our big screen TV, and we got our, and come on now, talk to me, fellas, and we got our the thing, we cool, 400 square feet, and we good. She need 20,000 square feet. I just need 400 square feet with my damn TV, my drink, my what, the done, I'm good. But see, that's not good enough. It's okay, my baby. There's a house over here for sale. We don't need that, right? But baby, I want the new Birkin bag. Well, you got the last year's. Well, that's a new one. So it's constantly trying to keep up with her whims, and sometimes that just it's like a tug of war. It's like, baby, we good. It's okay. We ain't gotta do nothing. And I'm gonna say this. This is gonna ruffle some feathers, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna look in the camera. Sometimes a woman behaves like a child with boobs. She's constantly trying on a treadmill. She's on a treadmill trying to race and catch up, and she doesn't realize how come we just can't be still? Why we not good? Why we not good? Just stay right here, baby. Stay. This is what Bishop was talking about with that peace. Let's just stay right here. Let's enjoy each other. Just hold me right here. Come over here in this 400 square feet man cave and let's make it do what it do right here.
So let me
See,
for the sake.
one more thing, and one more thing, one more
Go
thing.
ahead. Go ahead.
This is to what Brandon say. There's a movie. There's a scene in the Rocky Four movie where the wife finally comes to the snow in Russia, and she say, "I'm with you no matter what." That's what we want to hear. No matter what, good time, bad time. I got a car. I ain't got a car. I want you to be down with me no matter what. That's what we want from our women. I'll lay my plane there.
No, and I appreciate you landing your plan there, and I get it, and you did a phenomenal job. Come on, B, and I'm gonna ask Brandon this one then, right?
Yeah.
We gonna go to Brandon, and then so I'm asking you this. I know women also have a question about emotions. How do men feel about handling their emotions the appropriate way? So, tell me about. I'll see you, Bishop. So, I'll see you, Lil. Tell me about handling the emotions, the stuff we ain't really good at.
You said what? Handling whose emotions? Our own or theirs?
No. The woman's emotion. They crying. They want you to talk about their day. Stop
Yeah.
looking at the game. Pay attention to me. Why don't you care? You don't care about my feelings and my day and what I went through. I had PMS. I don't feel like doing it. Why don't you get it? You just don't understand. Tell me about handling the woman. You like that, Lil? Tell me about handling the woman emotions.
I think everything is very important in moderation. You know what I mean? Like if a woman is going to do that, if it's done once in a blue because your woman's mature and she works on her emotions, period. Like, but sometimes she just gotta let into her womanly ways and do that. A man that can get that will say, you know what? All right, let me turn the game off this time and do that. You know what I mean? But like I think kind of like what King Lemuel said, like a man will be attracted to a woman who is attractive. and who we like and all this stuff. But then when the woman doesn't have a certain kind of wisdom to her, where she is guided by these whims of the world and stuff like that, and we got to witness this and watch this, and now it's affecting our lives. We don't want to be moved by the whims of the world. So now that's going to annoy us because.
But B, you was willing to turn off the game when she was bad and you was trying to get to her, right? You was trying to turn off the game then. You ain't care about no game. You ain't care your boys was playing poker. You put all of that to the side.
What did she ask me to turn the game off for? Like, I was willing to turn it off for that.
Hold on, for the opportunity. And so
yeah.
that's why I'm gonna bring Bishop on to be able to talk about handling the woman emotions from a man perspective. And I'm sorry, crowd, that we're going a little over, but this good. This good. Let him say this good. So go ahead, Bishop. How do you handle the woman's emotions?
You don't. I mean, really, it's no way to you can try, but men, I mean, we're not emotional. I find it rich these days. A lot of times, I watch all these podcasts and dating shows, and I hear a lot of women all the time talking about they want a man that's what's the word they use? Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence.
They want a man that has emotional
intelligence.
Which I find it rich for women to say because they have no intelligence when it comes to emotions. That's one thing. That's a definition of a man being able to control your emotions. So women are emotional creatures. My brother told me that one time me and my wife was having problems back when I was married, and my brother called me up. I guess he heard we was having problems, and he was like, Bishop, women are emotional creatures. I mean, it's rich that women want somebody who's emotional. That is really not a way for me.
Tread lightly, Bishop. No, tread lightly.
I call it like it is. I'm not politically correct at all, as you know. But women just. The emotions, I mean, I understand women are more emotional. Us as men, we try our best to work around it, but it's a limit to it. And that's where the peace comes. When you repeat yourself and you nag and saying the same thing over and over again.
Let me do this, Bishop, for the sake of time. Come on, Frank. I'm going to let Frank tell us, because I need I'm going to say it after this. I'm going to get involved there. So, Frank, how do you handle, you've been married twice. Bishop been married once, got divorced, and so you've been married twice. How do you handle, for your number 3, how do you handle women's emotions? Because guess what?
Okay, so I think men will go a long way. Men will go a long way if they validate a woman's emotions.
Thank you, sir.
They have to at least validate that woman's emotions. If that will go for far, and that woman will talk to her friends about you. Oh, he validated my emotions, some shit like that, basically. Even though you really don't care, but as long as you're validating her emotions, then she thinks that you at least care. That will go a long way with you in a relationship. Any man in a relationship.
So go ahead, Frank.
Go ahead.
No, I appreciate it. You're talking good.
Yeah, you have to. Unfortunately, that's shit that we just have to do. We have to validate our woman's emotions, and regardless if we think it's ridiculous or not, it could be ridiculous to us because men are very simple. Like most of the gentlemen have said on here, men are very simple. But if you validate that woman's emotions, that will take your relationship to another level at the end of the day.
And so this is where I agree with Frank, right? I was going to say it, but I'm so glad he said it, because if you want it to last, you got to be able to not only compromise, but you got to turn off the game. You got to do stuff you don't want to do. You got to do all of that. And then vice versa. Your girl should be your safe place. You should be able to come and say, baby, I had a bad day. I'm broke. Like I had 100,000 and now I'm down to 20. Do you believe I can make it again? And then whether she feel unstable or not, if she giving you that push to make it again, Michelle Obama, that means you can do it again. Because at the end of the day, you got a cheerleader on your side. And so let me end by saying this, fellas, because I know we've been on here a long time. This is my take. And because the ladies next week, and I will let them have it. I will let them go at it just like y'all did, right? But here's my take. the reality of it, nobody said this, and I know if Ron was around, he probably would say it, right? But he had having technical difficulties. Shout out to my brother Ron. But Big Mama would say, no, I'll just switch it. Big Daddy would say, he'll say this. He'll say, at the end of the day, I think it all boils down to this. Now, I don't know if y'all agree with me, but I'm going to throw it out here, Lim. I think men are really looking for their moms at the end of the day. I want you to focus on that. Because, see, not how your mama look. We ain't talking about the weaves and all of that, Lim. That ain't what we talking about. But the safe place of how your mom made you feel when you was younger, blowing your nose, not calling you soft when you fell off the slide, not telling you it's okay because you didn't make the basketball team. That is what a man is really translating it to with their woman. They're looking for a validation, the nurturing, somebody that's going to cheer them on, somebody that's going to support them, whether they got it or not, and somebody that's going to love them unconditionally. And we know that's hard because men are loved with conditions. So we're looking for the non-conditional love, unconditional love that our mom used to show us is what Big Mama or Big Daddy would say. And that's the wisdom that I got. So I want y'all to contemplate on really understanding true love. I'm glad the men had an opportunity to let us have it because next week it's going to be all the women on the call and I'm going to let them have it. So anybody have any closing remarks before we leave?
I do, man. I do.
Come on.
Because look, because one thing I noticed, man, is I feel like God made us for each other, man. Women and men. You know what I mean? Like, and women want a man of action, and men want a woman to support his actions. You know what I mean? And so women can get tired of us when we're not living of action anymore. We want to, because we all can want to be calm and cool with where we stay. But one thing I seen one time is men have visions and women help detail those visions. And so, like, what's it called? As when a woman gets with a man that had vision and lost it, or doesn't have vision, they get restless and they start nagging us because they want us to find our vision. And if we don't have one, then what happens is they start looking for their own vision because they want to jump onto our vision and help us take that to the sky limits. You know what I mean? But if we don't have a vision for our life or anything, then a woman is going to go find it from TV, going to go find, and she's going to, and all her nagging us to change our life is really her trying to help us find a new vision because
people perish for the lack of knowledge. So right. My thing is you got to be able to get better and be stronger and come into a relationship being a man, not acting like a man. Because some people can show up as big old muscles, 6'8", all of this good stuff, but they don't have the maturity of actually handling true responsibilities and being a man. So my thing is, just because you show up as a man don't mean that you really want. You could be perpetrating with not taking care of your kids and all that other stuff. What you got for us, King Lemuel, before we get on up out of here, brother?
All right, we just in recap, man. I appreciate all the brothers on the call. I appreciate all the young ladies and women and around the country who have joined the chat, who are going to be on here next week. I'm looking forward to it. But I'll leave you with this. I will leave you with this. Ladies, as much as we have our concerns about you, at the end of the day, the world is a better place because we have women in it. I would not want to live in a world, no planet, no universe without women. We do love you, we appreciate you, but we also have to recognize we are different. And in our differences, we have to learn how to grow, how to love, and how to succeed as one. So that's my last words on it. God bless y'all.
No, you did a good job, Rams. What about you, Bishop? You got any closing remarks for us?
Nothing really. Just men are simple. We have simple wants and needs. Women are complex. And I'll leave it at that.
I ain't gonna let you bashing our women. Come on, Frank. What's your closing remarks, Frank? What you got for us?
First off, I appreciate you inviting me on here. Rome invited me. I appreciate everybody's comments and everybody else coming on. Look forward to hearing next week. At the end of the day, yeah, men are simple. Men want peace and happiness, and we don't want to be bickering and none of that other crap. And most men in general don't want anything fake. So if you come with some fake shit, you might as well turn around and walk the other way. So that's the way I look at it.
So my thing is, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's our show for today. Thank you so much for sharing. Next week, all women, be ready. Tell everybody to be ready for All Women Crew. Next week, they're going to bring the heat, and y'all be ready for it. They let y'all do y'all thing. It's going to be their turn. See y'all next week. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on our YouTube page, and pass it on to your friends. Talk to y'all next week.